Right, let's start with our answers to the inequalities. Now, most of these first two inequalities are going to be ones where they have three kind of sides, one and then a middle and then an end. And just remember, whatever you do to one of those parts, you have to do to all three. So let's try the first one. This first one says negative 10 is less than or equal to 3x minus 2, which is less than 4. Now, I'm trying to get that x by itself. So all I've got to do is be systematic about what is attached to x here in the middle. First of all, there's a minus 2. So I would first plus 2 to both sides. Well, to all sides. So I would plus 2. Just be careful, when you're adding 2 to negative 10, you actually get negative 8. Then I would divide by 3, which gives me negative 8 over 3 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 2. And I'm done. Next one, again, I have to get x by itself. So I would get rid of the plus 1, which means I need to minus 1 from all sides. So I'm minus 1 from the middle, and I'm minus 1 from the outer two sides. I then need to multiply by 3 to everything, and I'm done. Don't forget that if you are multiplying or dividing by a negative number, you'd have to swap these around. Now let's just quickly do that on a number line. That means that x must go from negative 3 and not including negative 3 to 6, but including 6. So hence the open dot and the closed dot. Next one is two-sided, which means it's very similar to a linear equation, which means I need to get x's to one side and numbers to the other side. So I'm minus 4x from both sides. So I'm minus 4x on that side and I'm minus 4x on that side, which means I get negative 2x minus 7 is greater than or equal to negative 10. I then plus 7 to both sides, and then I'm going to divide by negative 2. But as soon as I multiply or divide by negative, I must swap that sign around. So I get x is less than or equal to 1.5, 3 over 2. So less than or equal to. So here would be 0, less than or equal to. And the last one is a bit more complicated because clearly I need to multiply out before I can go anywhere. So I get 3x minus 5 sixths is less than or equal to multiply in. Use your calculator if you don't like it, but 2 goes into 2 once, so I'm left with 3x, and then multiply, and I get minus 3 over 2 minus x over 3. Now, I don't particularly like fractions, and I see all of those. I see a 6, a 2, and a 3. So my immediate assumption is, can't I multiply everything by a number to get rid of those? And the lowest common denominator would be 6. So I could multiply everything by 6 and therefore cancel out all of those fractions. Now I'm allowed to multiply. If I multiply by a negative, I need to swap my inequality around, but I'm just multiplying by 6. So I get 18x. Now here my 6 and my 6 cancel, so I get rid of that denominator. I get 18x again. 2 goes into 6 3 times, so I get minus 9 because it's 3 times 3. And 3 goes into 6 twice, so I get minus 2x. Now again, I'll get my x's to one side. So I'm going to minus 18x on this side. Or actually, it might be simpler just to collect up like terms first. So 18x minus 5 is less than or equal to 16x minus 9. So I could minus 16x on both sides, and that's allowed. So I get 2x minus 5 is less than or equal to minus 9. I'm now going to plus 5 on both sides. Be careful of your integers. And I'm going to divide by 2. So I get x is less than or equal to negative 2. So inequalities really are quite easy. And we're done. Don't forget to practice, practice, practice all of these. Good luck.